Welcome everyone to my Beedrill spotlight for the Sorcerous Cup, and today I will try to keep this short and I am going to feature what Beedrill has, because I didn't cover Beedrill in the Meta Simplified guide because I deliberately left it out to make this the part 2 of the Meta Simplified guide, because I wanted to feature Beedrill as one whole video. So let's get into its matchups. So I ran all of its sets, and the set with the most number of wins is the X-Scissor and Drill Run set with Poison Jab as the fast move. This is all default IVs. I didn't maximize the IVs, and it has 93 wins and 41 losses and 1 draw against the whole Sorcerous Cup. Now this does flip some matches. Now out of all this, over like about 150 months, so I picked a handful of the core mons which I think are impactful on the meta. So among them, I divided them into two classes: the ones that Beedrill beats and the one that Beedrill loses to. So the blue box, if you are seeing the infographic, if you see the blue box, it's all the matches that Beedrill wins, the significant ones. It wins a lot of other matches too, but I wanted to keep it short and simplified. And the box below, the red box, has the losing matches. So at first, let's talk about the winning matches. So first and foremost, Beedrill beats Munchlax. This is kind of huge. So this is default IVs. It's running X-Scissor and Drill Run, and it beats Munchlax with 15 HP with a rating of 557. But if you can see, Munchlax has 29 energy left. Now a lot of people are using Munchlax as a safe swap. Those who are using Munchlax, that I've personally seen around different tournaments, that they are using Munchlax primarily as a safe swap. Now in neutral energy conditions, in the lead position, Beedrill is going to win. It just needs to land one Drill Run, and Munchlaxes don't really shield the first move, so go for the Drill Run and then go straight X-Scissor and you can take the matchup. You just need to land one Drill Run and that's gonna be it. If you can't though, you are going to lose. And another thing I would like to talk about is that lead position. So if Munchlax has a few, suppose 15 or 18 energy extra before Beedrill swaps in, because licks are very fast, it's a half turn move. So Munchlax actually flips this matchup because it gets to the body slam before Beedrill reaches this X-Scissor, and vice versa. If Beedrill is leading in energy, it can again flip this matchup and take the winning position. But Munchlax with a bit of residual energy can flip this matchup. And the same goes for Lickitung. And now coming to the big boy Toxicroak. So here you can see that Beedrill just went for X-Scissor and Drill Run. Now you can go for back-to-back Drill Runs in this matchup, because you can see here that Toxicroak doesn't have a Mud Bomb and Sludge Bomb charged, anything. It just landed a Mud Bomb. So even if you go straight Drill Run, Beedrill still wins this matchup in all equal shielding scenarios. Beedrill only loses if the Toxicroak shields more or you are down in shields, but in equal shields, Beedrill will always win. And it has like 30 HP left. At this health, you can get another Drill Run off. And another thing is, you can actually run Fell Stinger instead of the X-Scissor. It's totally fine, because it doesn't really change that many matchups. But do not run Drill Run Sludge Bomb. You are going to be losing a lot of matchups, and you don't need that extra Sludge Bomb damage because Poison Jabs are doing a lot of damage. And if you need more, you can just bump it up with Fell Stinger. But Fell Stinger and X-Scissor, basically the same thing, just X-Scissor changes one matchup, I'm going to talk about it. And the next big thing I would like to talk about is Beedrill versus the Alolan Muck. It beats Alolan Muck, but if you can see that Alolan Muck has a Dark Pulse charged. Now suppose you didn't get the bait, suppose you try to go straight Drill Run, you can still do that, but you're going to eat a Dark Pulse. That's the difference. So the matchup isn't as good. Like previously it had like 70 HP, 80 HP left, and Alolan Muck has a Dark Pulse charge, and even if Alolan Muck gets this Dark Pulse, you can still win with straight Drill Runs. And if you can get the bait, it's basically GG. But in the 2 shield you do lose because Alolan Muck will outspeed you. But again, if you can land the bait, one single bait, suppose Filth Stinger bait, you are going to lose. So it's really windy out here. Like it's in our place, it's very rainy and stormy this part of the year. So I apologize for the excess wind. It's very windy. So that's that. And versus Skuntank, it's basically the same. So this is the Crunch and Sludge Bomb set. Beedrill wins, and it's not as close as Alolan Muck. And again, if Skuntank even has Flamethrower, it still doesn't matter. Beedrill still wins, and Beedrill can go straight Drill Run. Beedrill still wins, but if you go straight Drill Run, it's going to be a bit tight because one Crunch is charged, and even if the Skuntank is leading in energy, even if it lands this Crunch, it's still not going to KO because Beedrill has 77 HP left, and with this Crunch 65, Beedrill will still have like 12-13 HP left. So keep that in mind. It's very clean. And versus Azumarill, it's the same. Poison Jab and Drill Run, guys. Like you just land one Drill Run, it's over. And you can even farm it down. You can try to farm it down even more because this Play Rough is going to do 42 damage. Even if you eat this Play Rough and farm a bit more, you have a lower HP Beedrill so that the upcoming Mon cannot farm it down, and you have a lot of residual energy. So this is crazy. Like Beedrill versus Azumarill, not even close, but it does lose the 0 shields if Azumarill lands the Hydro Pump. One Hydro Pump does 96 damage, and Beedrill has about 130 HP left, and Bubbles are doing quite a lot of damage. It's doing 6 damage. So Azumarill will chip down Beedrill, and if it lands the Hydro Pump, it's GG. That is if that Azumarill has that much more energy left, previous energy. And for the other Charmers, it's extremely clean. It's not even close. Like versus Wigglytuff, Beedrill has 58 HP left. Now what you do versus both Wigglytuff and Clefable is you shield once, you farm down. You shield once, you farm down, you have 39 HP left, and you have 100 energy. At this energy, you can basically go back-to-back Drill Runs against any upcoming Mon, and no Mon in this cup can really tank back-to-back Drill Runs unless it's knocked out. Like that's bad. But still, if you have Filth Stinger, you can bump up your Poison Jab damage, and then like it's still going to take a lot of damage from Beedrill. So shield once, farm down, you come out with 100 energy, pretty clean. And Beedrill versus, this is kinda like an off meta Mon, but I have seen people use this. So Beedrill versus Tentacruel, you just shield once, you go, you land a Drill Run, it's alright, but can you go back to back Drill Runs? Let's see. You can go straight Drill Runs, and you win, and you have about 30 residual energy left. You just need to shield once, because you just need to shield the Hydro Pump. So just keep count of Tentacruel's Poison Jab. It takes about 10 or 12 Poison Jabs to reach Hydro Pump. I don't know the exact calculation, but it does win. So this is the major wins. Munchlax and Lickitung is basically the same. And one mon I would like to talk about specially is the Glalie. So this, for the Glalie matchup, you need X-Scissor. With Felsinger, you lose versus Glalie. This is the one thing that Felsinger Beedrill lacks, but the other matchups are literally the same, even if it's Felsinger or X-Scissor. So versus Glalie, you can see that Beedrill is winning here, but Glalie has an Avalanche charged. So this is actually an IV based match. So this is default IV Glalie. If you have a maximized IV Glalie, Glalie actually flips this matchup because Beedrill can't KO Glalie here. It gets a bulk point from the Poison Jab damage, and it survives this Poison Jab and gets the final Avalanche and KOs Beedrill. So that is if the Glalie is really good IVs, and I mean like top 100 or something. Like, it needs to be extremely good IVs to win this matchup. And if it's running Felstinger, you just lose. Even if it's default IVs, you lose. But against the 2 shields, you do win because of the extra Poison Jab damage. So this is the one matchup that Felstinger and X-Scissor flips her. With X-Scissor you can win, but like if the opponent Glalie is really good IVs, you lose. And you need to land the bait. You cannot go straight Drill Run and win. So this I think this covers the major wins here. Now let's talk about the losses. Okay, so the first mon that Beedrill loses to is Haunter, because Haunter just outpaces Beedrill and it has such a huge attack stat that it can go straight Shadow Punch and win, and it's not even close. And this X-Scissor isn't going to KO. It's going to do 21 damage. It's the same versus Felstinger, and you basically lose versus Haunter. But you can win like if you 2 shield. If you 2 shield against Haunter, oh, you still lose, I'm sorry. You win the 0 shields. That was a mistake on my part. You win the 0 shields because you get to Drill Run, and 1 Drill Run is going to KO. Now, I haven't seen a lot of Haunters. Like, it looked good on paper initially, but like the lack of ghost types here really hold Haunter back. And a lot of normal types are there in this cup and a Confusion user, so Haunter doesn't really shine like it does in other cups. The next matchup is versus Bronzong and Hypno. Now, do I need to talk about this, guys? Like, Bronzong can basically 1 shield farm down Beedrill. Bronzong can shield once, farm down Beedrill, and have 72 HP left, so it's not even close. But it does take a lot of damage from Drill Run. So this Drill Run is going to do 72 damage, and Bronzong has 66 HP left, so Beedrill needs a lot of residual energy, and it can win like if the shields are down and whatnot. But it's really looking grim against Bronzong. It's extremely weak. And versus Noctowl, it's the same drill. Nothing Beedrill has can really hit Noctowl, that's the problem. One thing that it has is Sludge Bomb, and even if it's running the Sludge Bomb Drill Run set, Noctowl is still going to win, just it can take some damage from Sludge Bomb. That's going to do 68 damage, and it doesn't really flip the matchup. So yeah, it's like not even close. Noctowl can kind of farm it down. And versus Golbat, it's same as Noctowl but worse, because even if Beedrill has Sludge Bomb, it cannot win against Golbat. Golbat can just wing attack, farm down Beedrill and have like 100 HP left, 100 energy left, and go back to back Shadow Balls on the next mon. So it's not like that close. The next mon Beedrill actually loses against is Licky. So this is kind of strange, right? Because like Beedrill beat Munchlax and it beat Lickitung. Although the Munchlax matchup was close, but it did beat it, right? but versus Lickitung it doesn't, because these licks are doing 3 damage. So that's 1 extra damage than Munchlax's lick, and this 1 extra damage wins Licky the match. It's literally versus, it's exactly like the Frostless matchup, because Licky would beat Frostless and Munchlax wouldn't. So these licks are going to chunk it down and it can go straight body slam, and even if it lands the drill run, it's still going to lose, and Licky has 34 HP left. It's probably going to get another body slam on the next mon off, so keep that in mind. Now the next mon is Bronzong's counterpart, and that's Hypno. Hypno does take a lot of damage from these X-Scissors, and these poison jabs are doing 5 damage, so it does chunk it, but Hypno can again farm down this matchup. So here Hypno farms down Beedrill with 1 shield and has 30 HP and 84 energy left. Yeah, yikes. Yeah, it can just confusion down. So Beedrill really struggles against confusion users. And the next mon is Alolan Raticate. Now I haven't really talked about Alolan Raticate that well, but I really like Alolan Raticate, but the 4 times to counter really hurts it, and yeah, it beats Beedrill. Let's see if it can go straight crunch. Yes, it can go straight crunch and still beat Beedrill, but X-Scissor is charged, so it's kinda close, but it does lose against Raticate. Now the big matchup, yeah, Frostless. You lose Frostless, because these poison jabs are resisted. Frostless doesn't take that much damage, and even if it lands this drill run, Frostless is going to survive and KO. Now if you have Felstinger, Frostless is still going to win, but it's a lot more playable, because suppose you are running Felstinger and you land the drill run. Suppose this is the drill run and Frostless doesn't shield it, and it's still very close, and you go Felstinger, but like you still lose. Like it's a lot closer here, but you still lose versus Frostless. And the next mon I would like to talk about is Medicham. Yeah, so this is a very specific Medicham. This is the power up punch and psychic Medicham. This Medicham does not win versus Bronzong. Keep that in mind. Medicham needs dynamic punch to win versus Bronzong. So this is the suggested Medicham, and it wins versus Beedrill if it lands the psychic. It needs to land the bait and lands the psychic. Can it go straight psychic? Yes, it can. It can go straight psychic and knock out Beedrill, but it has 7 HP left. Can you flip this match if you have Felstinger though? No, you can't. Even if you have Felstinger, Medicham is just that much bulkier and can win with 8 HP left straight psychic. So although Beedrill beats Toxicroak, it struggles versus Medicham. So yeah. And versus Linoon. So Linoon outpaces Beedrill, and Shadow Claws are doing a lot of damage. Outpaces Beedrill and lands the Thunder and wins. Can it go straight Thunder? Because Grass Knot isn't going to do any damage. Yes, it can. Linoon can go straight Thunder and knock out Beedrill. It's close, it has 7 HP left, but yeah, Beedrill loses. And lastly, it's Alolan Sandslash. Now it's a bit iffy, because versus the X-Scissor set, it's a bit iffy, because even if you get the bait, this drill run isn't going to KO because the poison jabs are doing nothing to Alolan Sandslash because of its steel type. But what Felstinger shines is it ramps up drill run, right? So this Felstinger boosts the damage of the drill run, and this single drill run does 100 damage to Alolan Sandslash and KOs it. So the Felstinger is better versus the Alolan Sandslash, and the X-Scissor is better versus the Glalie because of its extra damage. So you might think that Beedrill is losing to a lot. Yes, it is, but if you see the wins, it's beating a lot of the core mons like Azumarill, like Toxicroak, like Alolan Muck, Clean, like the Charmers, even Munchlax by a bit. So Beedrill is looking very good. I wouldn't say that Beedrill is OP, it needs to be banned. It's not like that. It's a very good mon. It definitely has its weaknesses against Noctowl and Hypnos, but Beedrill with Drill Run is very good in the Sorcerer's Cup. I will not go with its matches from the GBL. GBL is totally different, but Sorcerer's Cup, Beedrill looking very good. So if you're looking for a slot that beats these specific mons, you can definitely slot in Beedrill, but keep in mind so that you aren't increasing your Hypno weaknesses, because if you're carrying a Toxicroak and you have a Beedrill and you have a Azumarill, you have 3 hard weaknesses against Hypno. So keep that in mind and build your team accordingly. I will not go into team building. I am just going to leave it right here. Hope this video helped. Hope you guys learned something. Stay tuned. This is Bhuvan Ahmed signing out.